Hello, I'm IBXToyCat, and welcome back everybody to what is going to be a bit of a 2-in-1 video. First of all, we're going to be doing a mod showcase for the Lucky Block mod. This is one I've shown a couple of times on my channel before, and basically what it is it's a Minecraft console mod based on the PC mod of the same name, which basically allows you to store between 0 and 6 random items inside a block. So when you break the block, you can get, anything that's, be put inside there with a lot of different combinations, which is really cool in my opinion. So that's the Lucky Block mod I'll be showing off today. And then second of all, because I know most of you like seeing mods, but can't do them yourself. A lot of people want the Lucky Block experience, although it's something that's very difficult to do without mods. For those of you who can't have mods, I'm going to show off a redstone way to do it, because there is a way to have something that's Lucky Block-like in the way you can do it, and you can only get them sometimes for getting certain things, and I figured that might be something you also enjoyed. So yeah, please do like the video if you do like it. It would help out the channel a lot, and it lets me know that you like this sort of thing, which is, of course, very great. And let's get straight into the mod showcase half the video, shall we, with the Lucky Block mods. So, yeah, this is one that I've shown a couple of times on my channel before for a Skywars and for a Hunger Games, on this very map, in fact. And this is actually its perfect use, because basically what it allows you to do is make it so that, although there's fixed places you can get things, it's going to be a different thing each time you go there. So, this time I break the block, it could give me, an Ender Pearl, but the next time it could give me a Swiftness Potion, and it's really cool that you can have a variety of things that work that way. So, yeah, you can actually have each Lucky Block be different too. So, that's why it's really cool. And the way that this works, because you might be wondering, okay, so how is this like the PC mod? Because it's actually quite different to the Lucky Block PC mod that you all know and love. So, basically, because we don't have access to the full tools to make full mods like on the PC, basically, we do have access to editing the MBT tags. If you don't know what MBT tags are, they're an internal part of the code that basically determines whether each block or each entity can actually do certain things. So, there's like a can ride tag, there's like an enchantment tag, so you can enchant blocks if you really want to. It won't do anything. You can give blocks the can ride tag, so if you really wanted to, you could ride a gold block, and you can do a bunch of weird things like that. One of these MBT tags relates to the item frame in particular, because, just to show you something cool, the way these blocks are constructed is they have a block and they cover it with signs, and then they put item frames behind the signs. So this is what it would look like if it wasn't modded. Which, by the way, is kind of funny if you ask me. And then they put something inside each of the items in the signs. Let's put redstone there and a button there. Basically, what they do is they edit the tags on these signs. These signs have a variety of tags, which are really cool. So one of them is their direction. So they make the direction inside this cube, because this is technically attached to this gold block still, so they make it so it's inside there. So they put all of these item frames facing inwards to the gold cube. Then what they do is they edit the MBT tag, which for some reason, I have no idea why this exists. It's a really cool one in my opinion, but it probably shouldn't exist. Basically, what it is when you break an item frame, you don't just guaranteed get your item back. There's a chance of you getting your item back, which is by default set to 100, but with the tiniest little change, you can actually change the percentage chance of you getting something down to 50, down to 25, and that's how Lucky Blocks work. You can make it so you've got yourself a 75% chance of getting a stone sword, and a 15% chance of getting a diamond sword, then a 25% chance of getting bread, and then you can do all these different items done that way. So as far as I can tell, there's no real limit to the number of item frames you can do here, because if you see, when you do it this way, so if you have the sign, then the item frame, you are limited to just 8 per block, 4 on this side, then 4 on the top, but using some weird tags, you can actually get much more items in there. I've heard up to 125, and that's how this mod works. You can have so many different items, all with their own drop chances, so you have 125 items, all with a 1% chance to drop, so you get something entirely different each time, and have like a replicatable thing, different and crazy, and that's why this mod is cool, because it allows you to do stuff like Hunger Games, like you've seen me do, where like each time you break a block, so let's see what's inside this Lucky Block then, shall we? So it takes a few seconds, that's one of the cool parts of the mod, and then apparently this time I got a diamond sword and I got an ender pearl, which as you can see, a pretty cool result. And the downside to it is, unlike on the PC, where of course you don't have to have item frame stuff, you do have like 4 signs and like 4 item frames, and sometimes even more for each of these, but that's a small price to pay. So just in case you were wondering, because this did come up in Hunger Games, the Super Lucky Block, a lot of people think, is this a separate mod? No, this is actually the same mod. So basically, using those percentages that I mentioned, so let's say this one has a, 25, just a 50% chance for gold helmet, 50% chance for gold armor, etc. You can do that with a super lucky block, but make it either better odds or worse odds. So you could be like, okay, this is the super lucky block, so everything has an 80% chance. You're probably going to get a full set of diamond armor from this, and that's what happens here. Well, in this case, it's the same odds, but with just better stuff. So this will pop out like a diamond chestplate and diamond boots. It looks like it has a full diamond set in there, and that's how it works. You set a bunch of different items to be spawned in there, and it's a pretty cool mod in that regard. I think you'll see if you download maps or if you just play on download maps, you'll see a lot of cool stuff come out of this, because the signs is something that they're working on removing too, and it will literally just mean there's blocks around the place that, you know, when you see them, you break them, and you get a bunch of different things, and I think it's kind of exciting, personally. I think it's a cool mod, and I think, even though it's limited, just the idea alone of just, you know, it can replace chests in any chest-based map, because look, this time I'm gonna get... Oh, is it gonna be nothing? Oh, no, I got some iron leggings that time. As you can see, it's just... using percentages instead of just guaranteed loot, you can do so much more, and that's why that's cool. So that is the Lucky Block mod showcase. I hope you liked it. But let's quickly show you how you can make this yourself, or make a Lucky Block kind of rip-off yourself, if you want to do that. Because obviously, as I mentioned, not everyone can mod, not everyone can go through all those effort, and obviously on the PS3 and PS4, there isn't even an MBT editor. So even if you wanted to mod, it's just not possible. So basically, for those of you who are in the same situation that I just mentioned, the way this basically works, I'll show you just outside the consider first, is basically what you can do is a dispenser will, every time you press it, will give you one of the 9 items inside it randomly. So let's, you know, let's say there's these 4 things in there. It's going to give me a 25% chance for each of those items. So as you can see, this time I got the diamond sword, this time the chest plate, then there's a 50% chance for the 2 remaining things, which gives me these 3 things. So you see that's how it works. But if you want to make it so, you know, there's loads of cool items and loads of weird ones, so you could have, you can actually use this for more stuff. So you can make it so there's a chance of it spawning a creeper, a chance of it firing an arrow at you, a chance of it giving you a splash potion healing, etc. What you can do is you can make it so there's no button on there by default. And what you have to do is, so we'll actually have a piece of redstone there, and then attached to the redstone, if we can actually, what we'll do is we'll make our pistons facing down. Then what you can actually do is if you barricade this area off and you just make it so, for instance here, as soon as anyone gets themselves, you know, a button, you can make this button 1 free attempt at the Lucky Block. As I said, this is just a really rough thing that you can do of literally 4 blocks. It's just a piece of redstone, a piston, a dispenser, some items, and that. Every time you get a button, you get a thing, and then... obviously, just assume there's a block in between anywhere here. So every time you get a button, you get a chance to press the thing, and it gives you another item. So yeah, that's a cool way you can do that. Of course, if you want to refill the chest, you can just put a you know, hopper against it. And yeah, I just figured that's a really cool alternative. If you have bedrock, you can literally stop people from just being able to steal stuff, and it means that, you know, you can give away these stone buttons, or you can make people trade with villagers for them, or whatever you want to do. And that's just a way to guarantee 1 attempt at the Lucky Block. As I said, you can make it good things, bad things. It's just a really kind of, you know, easy, but, you know, I guess kind of functional knockoff. And if you want, you can even use this in like a casino slot thing, because I noticed in this casino you could actually have like almost a functioning slot machine by doing the same thing, where it's like, okay, so I'm gonna have a dispenser. Wait, let's actually break this thing here. I'm just gonna have a dispenser here. We'll have a gold block here, which we have to stand behind, and then you just go around the other side, break a few blocks on both sides, of course. And what you can actually do using that is you can put the redstone just over here on top of it, and then yeah, you can do the same thing. Basically, I'm sure you know what I'm going to do, and you can use it so it's like a slot machine that you have to buy the buttons for. You exchange the buttons for emeralds or something. I don't know, there's just a few cool ideas if you have a survival server, or if you have something like that where you don't want to mod it, but you still want this kind of lucky feeling, because everybody loves chances, and the dispenser is kind of that built into the game if you can use it right. So there is, of course, more complex ways you can do this. You can use redstone blocks, which you break to activate these dispensers. There's a variety of really cool, really weird ways like that you can actually do, but of course this is just one of them. I hope you enjoyed this brief Lucky Block tutorial and also this Lucky Block mod showcase. Let me know if you did like it. As I said, this is a pretty simplistic mod compared to a few of the things we've seen, but it also can do a few cool things because of the way it explains things. So let me know if you learned something about the MBT editor, or like the MBT tags in general, I guess. Like if you did like it, share it if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next video.